Good morning. Sorry about the hair. Blimey, look at that. That's what it's kind of like a Mohican, isn't it? Right. How you can save the NHS money. We all can. We all can. Right. I've been watching. This is all based. Everything I'm going to say, I've got a lot of facts to tell you. Right, and they're based on the Hugh Fearnley-Whittingstall thing that was on BBC recently. I only found it last night. Somebody told me about it, and I had a quick look at it. And I ended up watching two of them back to back. I haven't seen the third one yet. But there was a lot of stuff in there. And it didn't anger me. It just really concerned me. Really concerned me. So if you didn't see it, I would recommend watching it because it's quite scary. Especially if you've got kids as well. And if you're a gentleman or lady who's similar age to me, I'm 41. You'll get a lot out of it, I think. Now, I haven't checked all of these facts. These are straight out of the programme, but I've no reason to believe that it's not true. Okay, so the first one that he said, and I wrote this down, and then afterwards I was like, Jesus, I've got to look at this stuff. We spend more each year on the treatment of obesity and diabetes than we do on the police, fire service, and the judiciary combined. That's mind-boggling. That is ridiculous. So, you know, that's just a huge amount. And to put that in terms of money, on diabetes alone, the NHS spends 10 billion per year on the treatment of diabetes, which is 10% of the NHS spend. Okay. Now, that is linked to obesity, diet, exercise, all of that sort of stuff. So it can be directly reduced if people look after themselves, if you look after yourself. And you might think you already are, but I'm going to go into that as well, because this is the other thing as well. People think, well, yeah, it's not me, because I'll look after myself, which is cool. And if you do that, that is brilliant. It's very commendable. However, you know, you may not be doing everything you can, or you may be doing things that you think are right, or not necessarily. I'm not going to be talking about right and wrong. I'll use the words right and wrong. It doesn't really. I don't mean anything by it, but it'll be. You know, you may be doing things that you think are like, oh no, this is helping, this is good, this is. You may be buying packeted foods, I don't know, with healthy written on it and all of this, but there's a load of stuff that, you know, like they did a thing on there with difference between cans of Coke and smoothies. You know, and smoothies had just as much sugar in as the cans of Coke. And there was another lady on there who said, I can't remember who she was. She was a professional lady who does all of this analysis stuff for a living and all of that. And she was saying, like, kids shouldn't be drinking Coke. Kids should not be allowed to drink it because it's got their daily allowance of sugar in one can, which I'm getting onto in a minute. For cereals as well, because people eat cereals for breakfast. We'll get into that, especially if you've got kids and they're eating cereals as well. So there was the next thing. There was a large news agent in the UK. So if you can think of it, they're in every high street and every airport and train station and all of that. And as he was walking around to the self-service tills, there's just confectionery everywhere. So it's like, oh, I want to buy a newspaper. Do you want a chocolate orange with that? It was like, what? But people do. And then if you go up to the counter and pay, he got six vouchers for a very popular fast food chain as well, a massive fast food chain, global fast food chain. 6 vouchers for that. And then he spoke to an advertising guy later on about all of this stuff, and the advertising guy was like, yeah, these are high margin goods that they put next to the tills. They make a load of money on it, and you know, it's easy to sell because people want it. It appeals to your addictive nature. But the vouchers that he said, well, what are these for? And without even looking at it, the advertising guy, without even looking at the voucher, this expert in advertising who'd been an advertiser on all of this sort of stuff, and now didn't because he was diabetic because of this very thing, so he's kind of switched back. It's like an ex-smoker telling people not to smoke, which I am one of those as well. You know, he said these vouchers. Morning, Ant. He said these vouchers without even looking at them. he was like, they're there to create a habit. You've got 6 of them. So Hugh Fernie-Whittenstall said, well, why can't I just take my family to this restaurant? Why can't I just take my family there and use all 6 of these, and then it doesn't create a habit? And he said, yeah, but have you read there'll be terms and conditions on there somewhere. He hasn't even looked at them. And Hugh Fernie said, oh yeah, you're only allowed to use 1 per person per day. And you're not allowed to use them in groups, so only 1 per group. So then you have to go up individually and buy each thing yourself if you're in a group. Now, so what these vouchers were for was like, it's to get you to go back tomorrow as well, and then the next day. So if you go back 6 times, you've created a habit. So these places are trying to get you to create a habit within your life and make it part of your lifestyle. What I'm trying to do is get you to use exercise and get that as part of your lifestyle. Just go for a walk, right? And people give me shit about that. You know, anyway. So I'm going to stop there. I'm going to do another video at some point. But I'm going to stop there because there's too much to go through. I've got another load of stuff about how much sugar's in cereals and portion sizes and that your kids will be eating, that you'll be eating, and you think, well, yeah, there's only this much sugar in it, it's 10% of my daily allowance and all of that sort of stuff. That's in 1 portion size, you'll probably be having double, and it's also an adult statistic, so kids, it's different for them, right? And then there's another thing, there was a guy on this programme, and it was a very kind of revealing story about him as well. So I'm going to go on about that in another video, I've gone on enough. But anyway, just think about all of that. How you can save the NHS money, okay? 10 billion a year gets spent on the treatment of diabetes. And if you think that's not you, I'm not diabetic, just think about your diet, think about your lifestyle, think about what, like, if you could be in the future, you know, because it turns out most people will be, unless we can do something about it now. Yeah, I'm going to stop there. So, thanks for listening. Leave us a comment. Give us a like. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a love if you want to. How do you do it? One of those? I don't know. Anyway, talk soon.